Married with Children. There was a show too.
Yeah, you couldn't make that show today, but man,
I don't know. I mean, you've got It's Always Sunny where everybody's an asshole.
it's true.
You know,
You have to commit, I think.
people do talk about like those, oh, you couldn't make that today. And I'm like, I don't know if I totally buy that, but I don't know if I buy that a show like that wouldn't be successful. It's just like the people that are in charge of green lights wouldn't green light it.
Yeah, I mean, there are gatekeepers.
Well, they even talk about like, that show All in the Family with Archie Bunker where they're like, oh, they would, a show like that could never exist today. And I'm kind of thinking like, you probably could make a successful show with like kind of a racist like character like that, but like who's gonna greenlight it that's in a power position?
How would you like to be like a player who auditions for racist?
I mean, there's still racist roles around, but
I mean, Edward Norton was a good one, I guess.
right.
Yeah, it's really good actually. I saw the SNL skit that was actually funny, but it was this guy. He was
Back
going,
in the 90s.
Yeah, I guess, right? Like this guy was going off on this black guy in like this acting scenario, and the people who are doing the interviewing, like who are gonna hire the people, they're like, how did you know the lines so blah blah? He's like, what lines? What's going on? He's just one of the grips like on the set. He's just being really racist. It's hilarious.
Man, I haven't watched SNL in a while. I wonder if maybe I should dip in and see what they're up to.
I don't think so.
No.
I heard I haven't seen it, but I think they're doing like TikTok jokes and like Twitter jokes, stuff like social media stuff.
I heard like the cast is like insanely big now, and like
famous.
no, just like a number of people.
Oh, okay.
To the point where like it's probably hard for a lot of them to get airtime, because there's so many people.
They actually have to write something
I guess I don't know.
decent. I don't know.
I feel like Kenan Thompson's the only funny one on that show, man.
Man, he's been there forever.
Yeah,
He might be the
He's in
longest
a lot
running
of them.
person.
He's in a lot of skits, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, he seems to just keep going.
yeah.
Yeah, I haven't watched in a couple years, but it seems like a lot of the people that were there have like gone on to other things. So
Well, that's the thing. You spend some time there, then you can like maybe do a movie or something.
yeah, it's been a launching pad for a lot of people's careers.
Mm-hmm.
Usually they leave and they get a little bump and they get a couple and then they're like gone forever. It's like you're only allowed to do shit now.
Speaking of like SNL and like things people wouldn't do now, like I've been still as kind of a background show with David Spade. I've been watching that Just Shoot Me. I was telling him like I wouldn't say it's homophobic, but they definitely make gay jokes in that show that they would never make in a show today. And it's just kind of weird, like watching a show, I guess. And that's what, like late 90s, early 2000s, I guess. Yeah. And it's like 20 years later, like they would not make some of the jokes they're making in that show.
It's good.
I watched some of the Norm show and he would still do those jokes.
What year was that?
He was doing it right before he died.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Man, did you ever watch, I want to say late 90s, like maybe 1999, Norm actually had a sitcom. I think it was called The Norm Show.
I do remember that.
It sucks because it was canceled, but that show was fucking hilarious. I remember I loved that show, and it only lasted like one season or whatever, and it was gone. I was like, fuck. I feel like Norm Macdonald, like, and Dirty Work is like my favorite comedy. I feel like people just like, I don't know, didn't appreciate him the way they should have.
Yeah, he's got a big base. I don't know.
But why wasn't he more successful in like his acting stuff? I'm not even
Well, he
saying
was funny, but he wasn't a good actor.
That's the thing, though. I won't say he's like a great actor, but he was so funny it didn't matter.
Yeah, he was funny.
To me, it was just a shame that he didn't do more movies and TV because everything I've seen him in pretty much was like fucking hilarious. Even like his bit in like Billy Madison, like anytime he was on screen, he was funny.
October?
I did watch his show on Netflix where he just like interviewed people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny. He was just a fucking hilarious guy.
Norm.
You know what I don't watch a lot is just like stand-up specials.
Pretty rare.
Not anymore.
Yeah, I mean, when I was a kid and there wasn't nearly as much to watch, like I would watch, whatever ones they had on Comedy Central, but
Gallagher.
Gallagher. Man, as
We
kids
watched a
we
fair
did
amount
watch a lot of Gallagher.
I think Dad would actually rent Gallagher.
Yeah, he did. I mean, that's the thing is like our parents love Gallagher, so like it was like one of those things like we could watch safely. I
He was
guess
the funniest thing around.
it is weird that his career just like vanished.
It's weird that he had a career, man. Like, didn't he like just destroy fruit on stage?
Well, that was
was a
part
big
of his
part of
bit.
it.
I mean, he did do like normal jokes too, and I was only a kid when I watched him, but we laughed a lot. But it's like if I watched it today, I don't know if I'd find his material.
Seems like there's a
funny.
fair amount of like prop comedy.
Yeah, I remember he had like a giant couch on one of them, and like
Yeah, just different random shit.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Carrot Top too. I don't know how he became so successful. Like, I've seen his bit or some of his work anyway. It's not good.
Yeah, I've seen enough of it like on late night shows and stuff to be like, it's not for me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure he's a nice guy, but yeah, it's not really for me.
I mean, like, you can't really laugh at his stuff for like more than a split second. Like, for that moment where it's like, oh, I get the play on words or whatever.
Right, it's like a prop and a pun, and then he goes to the next one.
Which, I mean, like, is he coming up with new shit all the time, or is he like, or does he just have like his cart full of shit and he's just
He's like, I gotta make a joke out of this.
for the last like 20, 30 years he's just been doing the same prop shit. I don't know.
He's like imagining a toy that's going to be made in the future.
Isn't he one of those guys that just has like a residence in Las Vegas and like
He might. I don't
I
know.
think so.
I think he is.
Yeah.
I bet he makes a shitload of money.
Oh yeah.
Anyone with a residence is making a shitload of money down there.
If I was a successful comedian, like I hate traveling so much that I think I would just prefer to have a residence like that.
Well, I think most of them have to move around because everybody hears your jokes. But if you're Las Vegas and you have a huge number of tourists, maybe.
That's the thing. I think if you were big enough, you'd have to be a big name. But like if you were a big name and you took a residence in Las Vegas, you would get like a different crowd every night.
Yeah, I could see that.
I think they have like a ton of different shows in Vegas too, because like Michael Jackson's dead, but I think recently
He has a laser show.
Yeah, he
That
still
one.
has a show over there.
I mean, his laser wasn't canceled after that documentary that came out about him.
As long as you can make money off a person,
Yeah.
they will live forever.
just don't put any hologram kids around the house.
Yeah.
Better as a hologram.
I admit I was listening to his music pretty recently. Actually, I like
Yeah,
his
it's
music.
always on.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, like, like if you love something and then you find out the artist is canceled because they did something horrible, like, are you all of a sudden supposed to not like that
Right,
thing?
Yeah. I can't just not like Billie Jean. That's just a good song.
Yeah. It's like, am I all of a sudden like supposed to not like L.A. Confidential because it turns out like Kevin Spacey is a pervert or whatever? It's a great movie. But,
Yeah. I've never seen that. I don't remember that movie.
oh, L.A. Confidential is fucking awesome. You should watch it.
Yeah.